Hi, welcome all to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about HPI model of a transistor. Before entering into the topic, we need to know why should we go for the HPI model. In the HPI model, at low frequency, the transistor responses very instantaneously. It means the output at the collector is followed by the input at the low frequency values. Whereas at high frequency, the transistor response is not instantaneously changed. It means there it leads some sort of the delay. We come to know that at high frequency, the transistor operation is purely depending on the junction capacitance. Now we move towards the what are the limitations of the H parameters using in the high frequency. As we come to know that the H parameters are get volatile at the high frequency values, and moreover the H parameters are not having any capacitive representation while we are discussing about the transistors. So analyzing the transistor using H parameter is complicated. It is possible to analyze the transistor by using the transmission line parameters, and we observe the accurate analysis is carried over here. But the analysis is going to be more complicated. In order to simplify this one, we can use approximate model, but this approach is going to be give inaccurate results. So that we are going to move towards the HPI model of the transistor. The HPI model of the transistor was introduced by L.J. Guyacolet in the year 1969. Come to the modeling of the transistor at the high frequency. Let us consider a NPN. So let us consider a NPN transistor. In the NPN transistor, these are the physical terminals we are going to be considering over here. This is the emitter is the N-type material, base is the P-type material, and the collector is the N-type material. And this base internally is represented as the B dash. For our convenience, there it should exist some sort of the resistance between the base, external base, and the internal base terminal is named as RBB dash. Along with this one, we are using the transistor for the amplification purpose. So there the some amount of the current flow is going to be taken place at the emitter and the base internal base terminal, and due to this minority carriers, there some amount of the resistance is going to be get existed, and that resistance is going to be named as the RB dash E. Similarly, in between the base and the collector, here for a common emitter, base act as the input terminal and collector act as the output terminal, and then this is nothing but a reverse resistance, reverse bias resistance, also be named as the feedback resistance existed between internal base and the collector terminal. And both these junctions means the emitter junction existed between the emitter internal base and the emitter, collector junction existed between the collector and the base. There it leads some sort of the capacitance, and that capacitance are going to be modeled as at the emitter and the base junction, it is named as the CB dash E is the diffusion capacitance. In between the internal base and the collector, it is named as the CB dash C. And the current is taken place at the collector This is due to the applied voltage in between the base and the emitter. That's why the current is dependent current source is taken into consideration here as GM VB dash E, and the total resistance in between the collector and the emitter is named as RCE. This total approach is together is formulated as in the circuit format over here. Later, this is the external base terminal followed by a internal base terminal B dash, and the output terminal is the collector, and emitter is going to be act as a common at the both the input side as well as the output side is the emitter. If you observe the circuit above representation, there we are going to be having a resistance in between the external base and the internal base terminal as the RBB dash, and a resistance between the internal base and the emitter is the RB dash E, and a capacitance existed between internal base and the emitter is the CB dash E, and internal base to the collector we are having a resistance named as RB dash C, and the capacitance existed in between the internal base and the collector is the CB dash C, and a dependent current source is named as GMVB dash E, and the output resistance existed between the collector and the emitter is the RCE, and the voltages over here, the voltage in between the base and the emitter is the VBE, and the total voltage is not going to be appear across the internal base terminal and the emitter. Some amount of voltage drop is taken place at the RBB dash. That's why the voltage over here is named as VB dash E. The current flowing in the base terminal is the IB, and current flowing in the collector is the IC, and the output voltage is the VCE. This total itself is named as the H-pi model, the hybrid pi model. It just appear as pi representation. That's why it is named as the H-pi model. As the corresponding circuitry is having the both the junction capacitors are mentioned here. That's why we can use this one to the high frequency. If you want to use the same for the low frequency, you just remove the capacitors. It means the same circuitry without any capacitors is very much useful in order to analyze the transistor at the low frequency model. So simply just take out the capacitors. We can use the same for the low frequency analysis. Just take out this, and this circuitry itself is going to be act as the low frequency circuitry. This is the low frequency analysis, low frequency for the low frequency analysis, and the above one is for the high frequency analysis. So it means the Jayuk-Collet model is used in order to analyze both the high frequency as well as the low frequency analysis. And this is the our corresponding equivalent circuit we are going to be having here. Now come to the parameters description. Now if you go each and every parameter, the GM is the transconductance. The name represents that the transconductance is nothing but the output current by with respect to the input voltage. The input voltage is the VBE. So is nothing but the GM. The change in the IC by changing the VCE by making the VCE is going to be get constant is to be named as the transconductance. Okay, now we move towards the RBB dash, nothing but a base splitting resistance. The resistance that we get existed in between the base terminal, external base terminal and the internal base terminal. As we have already come to know that there some amount of the resistance is going to be get existed in between the base and the internal base terminal is the RBB dash. It is a lumped parameter. Okay. Now we move towards the RBB dash. If you observe the corresponding transistor circuitry, in the transistor we are having, if you observe the emitter and the base junction, whenever we are applying a forward bias, let's consider this the N-type material and this is the P-type material, the NPN transistor. We are applying the forward bias in between the emitter and the base junction, and majority charge carriers are going to be get move from the corresponding respective materials. In the similar fashion, that some sort of the resistance is going to be existed due to these minority carriers. These are the minority carriers. And these minority carriers, due to these minority carriers, there it leads some sort of the resistance. That resistance is to be named as the RB-E, is to be named as the internal base to the emitter resistance. Now we move to the another one is the RB-C, is the resistance that get existed in between the internal base terminal and the collector. We know the base and the collector are always in the reverse bias, and due to this reverse bias there leads some sort of the resistance due to the early effect. Now we move towards the collector to it represents the entire resistance that is going to be get covered from the emitter to the collector. It is to be named as the output resistance existed in the circuitry. Now we are going to discuss about the capacitance. The CB-E is a diffusion capacitance due to the excess minority carriers stored at the base region accumulated between base terminal and the emitter. Now CB-C is a transition capacitance that is existed due to the reverse biasing of the transistor. Now come to the typical values of the transistor H-pi model. GM is the transconductance having the value of, sorry, this is mistakenly written, 50 milliamps per volt, and RBB dash is the 100 ohms, RB-E is the 1000 ohms, RB-C is the 4 mega ohms, RCE is 80 kilo ohms, CB-E is the 100 picofarad, CB-C is the 3 picofarad. Thank you.